The film begins with a love scene between a married couple, Romy and Jacob. As usual, not receiving proper satisfaction, Romy, instead of discussing the issue with her husband, goes into another room where she watches pornography. In the morning, Rome prepares for work at a robotic process automation company, discussing everyday nuances with her husband Jacob, a theater director, and daughters Isabel and Nora. Approaching the building, she discovers an aggressive dog among the people, which the young man tames, feeds, pets, and calls a good girl before returning it to its owner. This tender and exciting scene of submission froze before the woman's eyes. In the workplace, Rome immediately proves himself to be a strong leader. She gives inspiring speeches on camera, pays attention to every aspect of her business, earns the trust of her colleagues, and actively promotes gender equality in the company. In the afternoon, while accepting a new group of interns, Rome notices, among the equally impersonal faces asking awkward questions, young Samuel, the same one who used to calm the relaxed dog. Later, after asking the intern to pour some coffee, the woman wonders how he got along with the animal. He admits that he hid the cookies in his sleeve just in case. This is the first step to the dark side of the force. He offers the boss some baked goods, but he refuses. At night, while Rome watches motivational videos, Jacob hints that it would be a good idea to cash in on marriage debt. The woman shyly admits that she wants to watch porn with him during intimacy and covers her face with a pillow, stimulating his creativity. But the philosophy of rapists is not close to a man, even served under the sauce of a role-playing game. During the company's Christmas party, Rome turns his attention back to Samuel. Going out to smoke on the balcony, where the boss spends time alone, he admits that he chose her as his mentor during the internship. Returning to the dance floor, the woman carefully watches the stubborn young man, noticing how he removed the signature tie-like collar from his neck. Arriving at work in the morning before the rest of the employees, Rome, unnoticed by the cleaning ladies, picks up Samuel's half-hanging tie. A woman develops a pathological attraction to this accessory, even to the point of wanting to put it in her mouth. After this, Roma goes for rejuvenation procedures, undergoes a new course of biorevitalization, and cools the control fuse in a cryo chamber, during which he involuntarily remembers the incident with Samuel, who pacified the dog. She meets him in the elevator in the morning, and he compliments her and says he can't wait to meet them as a mentor and trainee. The woman notes that the newcomer also communicates with her assistant Asmi, who is also responsible for the mentoring program, so she has to keep an eye on the man. During Samuel's first official briefing as a mentor, Reem says that most HR managers are idiots who don't know what the company needs. After she sends him to hell with an unsolvable problem, the company's management hires her, and 5 years later the woman opens her own warehouse automation company. She can quickly calculate how many ping-pong balls will fit in a certain sized room. But the intrepid intern manages to discern the boss's true nature. He believes that behind her deceptive ice mask and iron discipline are hidden repressed feelings and secret fantasies of a powerful man. At the end of the briefing, Rome wants to leave the room, but Samuel stops her at the exit to kiss her. A few days after this incident, Samuel catches Romeo leaving the building to find out why she is not responding to his messages, although she is officially listed as his mentor. She reminds him that unnecessary intimacy has arisen between them, but the sexual tension does not leave Roma. Thoughts about the forbidden bother her before bed, during family walks in the fresh air and spontaneous visits to the theater, her husband's abode. In the evening, Rome goes to a tavern to ease the woman's sadness from dissatisfaction with her colleagues. But dear Samuel is already hanging out there. He does not bother the boss with his personal presence, but at a distance demonstrates his superiority to his superiors, orders a glass of milk for her with the hint that someone here is an offshoot. By the way, the actress said that during the filming of this episode, she had to drink up to 16 glasses of milk. Returning home, Roma lies on the floor, changes her husband's makeup, and, in a fit of emotion, prepares to cover herself. After the performance, she goes to the dressing room to congratulate the troupe as a whole and her husband personally, but is distracted by her phone, waiting for a message from Samuel. He leaves written instructions for the meeting in her office, quietly watching from outside so Rome can read them. Early in the morning, the woman goes to the given address to her hotel room, where she is later joined by Samuel. She tries to stop their unnatural relationship, but the man reminds her that she came to the meeting voluntarily. Rome believes that she's aroused by power over him, but the young man objects, saying that he can sue her for sexual harassment if he wants. The technique is non-trivial, but in theory it is effective. Samuel convinces her that the real reason she is attracted to him is his thirst for submission. A way out of the usual comfort zone, a businesswoman, into the category of a subdominant personality, ready to simply do what she is told. To prove he is right, the young man orders Roma to do different things, stand in the corner, crawl on all fours, eat candy from his hand, like an obedient dog. A woman voluntarily obeys commands, surrendering to subconscious natural desire. These role-playing games end with a caressing session and a bout of postcoital depression. The subsequent office romance between Roma and Samuel proceeds in the usual way. The boss pretends that his subordinate is not interested in her, but in his free time pesters him in the toilet. Unwanted sexual encounters occur in offices and hallways. The boss diligently follows the orders of her domineering friend, picking up trash from the floor and pampering him everywhere. Left connections on the side even strengthen Roma's connection with his family. Being sexually satisfied, she treats her children's husband and herself decently, not attacking them over trifles due to a bad mood. The woman did not even bother to share a secret cigarette with her eldest lesbian daughter, just so that the heterosexual father would not find out about their hobby on the side. However, she will soon face a new challenge. Samuel comes to her house under the pretext of an internship. Dissatisfied with this turn of events, Roma takes her lover away, warning him not to appear in her house again. She tries to end the vicious relationship by throwing him out. However, when Samuel wants to move to another department so he doesn't have to see her, Rome argues that such a move could lead to unnecessary questions and a work ethic investigation with consequences, including for her as a manager. So it's better to just break up. The separation negatively affects her relationship with her husband. She admits to him that in her entire life together, she has never experienced an orgasm with him. One day, Rome breaks into battle in the middle of the night in the tavern where Semmel works part-time, but their fleeting meeting ends in nothing. The next day, the colleague behaves like a regular employee, but not for long. Soon he turns on the dominant male mode, subjugating the lustful boss. They then meet at a hotel, where a friend tells the woman what to do, including intimate details. At the same time, he himself looks like he's enjoying the feeling of being in control of the poor boss whose big toes are itching like hell. A lustful event with lustful elements ends with them making up safe words for their light BDSM games. This word turns out to be Jacob, the name of Roma's legal husband. During foreplay, women drink milk from a bowl on the floor, to the envy of many cat owners. Roma's euphoric idyll collides with harsh reality when Samuel comes to his daughter's birthday party with his assistant Esme. Jealous of the young lady, the boss causes a scandal in private and in the kitchen, breaking dishes in the process. Later at work, she talks to Esme, trying to figure out what kind of relationship she has with Samuel, and does not hesitate to drive a wedge between them, although to no avail. In the evening, Roma, having apologized to her husband and family circumstances, goes to a party at the nightclub where Samuel is located. Having danced there in the style of the First Blade, only without the blood and juicy dismemberment, she drugged him, clarifying the specifics of her relationship with Esme. He replies that they have different relationships because both women are completely different. Returning home, Rome runs into her daughter, who is eager to find out what her mother's relationship is with her father. After assuring her that the divorce will be as much as possible on the screen and phone from her tears, the mother pretends that everything is in order. The next morning, Esme appears at their house. She reports that she knows about the relationship between the boss and the trainee Samuel and asks to stop these geronophilic adventures so that she does not have to interfere from higher authorities and ensure her promotion up the career ladder. Roma then admits to her husband that since childhood, she had a secret desire not to build communism, but to be humiliated and insulted on the orders of Fyodor Mikhailovich Dostoevsky, which led to an allegedly accidental and isolated betrayal. Unable to forgive his wife, Jacob kicks her out of the house and into a summer house on the beach. In the middle of the night, Reem notices her perverted love, Samuel, splashing in the pool. She follows him, and he drags his lover into the water. Later, while they were relaxing in the house, Jacob visited them. A hand-to-hand fight ensues between the young lover and wife, with mortars, dishes, and all sorts of valuables being thrown. After the fight, Jacob explains to the young man that his wife was simply using her to satisfy her bloated swan. He angrily calls female masochism a male fantasy, and his lover coldly informs him that his information is out of date. When Jacob has a panic attack, a young racer rushes to his aid with a glass of water. Having confessed to the sting, pretending that he had never suspected anything about the presence of a family, the young man walks off into the sunset in the form of the front door. After these events, the energetic Esme receives a promotion and writes an appeal to potential employees of the company, in which she informs them that here women will get everything they deserve, except well-deserved breams and slaps in the face. At this time, the daughter visited the thoughtful Roma in a house by the sea. The girl asks her mother to come home because her father needs her. After he returns home and goes to work, Roma's boss comes to his office. He reveals that Semmel is rumored to have gotten a job in Tokyo and hints that he knows about their intimate relationship, offering to continue working with him. However, the woman boldly sends her colleague to the anatomical atlas. The film ends with a sex scene between Romy and her husband, interspersed with shots of a mole training a dog. The scene opaquely implies that there is no difference between training bitches of different species, be they human women or dogs. The main thing is that someone holds them with a confident and firm hand by the neck. Subtitle: Editor A. Sinitskaya. Proofreader A. Egorova.